And so what sort of profit are you looking for on deals like this? Or what's your average profit on a deal like this?
Yeah, so our average to date is around 12,077, I believe, right around there. So we were at like 10 something, 10 like 7 or 9 last year. So every year so far, so last year was our best year. This year, 2018 has been our best year. We'll probably get very close to 112 deals this year, which would be awesome. And I think last year we did like 103, which was awesome. And these aren't like huge transactions, but for example, some of these you can get these big wins. I'll give you an example of a big win. A big win is we found a property that somebody wanted to sell very, very quickly. They had their own reasons. I forgot what it was, but it had something to do with they needed money to move and help a family member, and they're kind of weird, strange people, and I didn't really want to ask any more. Like, I don't know everything else. They needed basically $11,000, and the property was worth $90,000, right? So this property was actually in an area that was upcoming and being gentrified and all this, and so we ended up getting this property for $11,000. We sold it, I want to say, for like $69,000 or $70,000. So think about that's for us in Oklahoma. That was a big.
That's like a grand slam.
That's a big hit.
I mean, in all reality, like even making 12,000 profit on a deal where the retail price is 75,000. I mean, that's really good, impressive numbers.
Oh yeah. I mean, wholesaling. I work with the students, and one of the things that people ask me is, what should I do? Lease options? Should I do fix and flip? You can do anything you want to do, but wholesaling is the least risky thing, in my opinion, that you can do, as long as you know how to do it correctly. You're not shady about it. Someone actually walks you through and how to do it correctly, and you know that you're not going to be caught with a property. In other words, you tell somebody you're going to pay X amount for it, and for whatever reason you can't find this buyer, you need to make sure you can actually pay for that property. So sometimes that holds people back. But the numbers that you're putting, typically people will sell these things at a discount that is anywhere from 40 to 60 cents on the dollar. For the one that we looked at, I mean, that big hit was, property's worth 90. We bought it for 11. So what is that, like 15 cents on the dollar? Yeah. So every once in a while you're going to have these big hits.
Right.
And
that's a grand slam home run.
It's a grand slam. And there's ways that we can actually focus in and double down on how can we find what made that deal special. Like most of the time people go, I'll just go to the next deal. Like I'm really big on...
How did that happen?
I'm really
and how
big
do we
on
do it
data.
again?
Like I want to duplicate the success.
Yeah.
So how did that deal happen? Like what are the factors involved with that deal? And was it just a one-time thing, or is it something that would be duplicatable?
Yeah.
So that's when we look at these data points and the polygon marketing method and all those things. So that is exciting.
So was that the biggest one you ever did?
No, we've done some bigger than that. Yeah.
What's the biggest one?
I think the biggest one, I wholesaled the apartment complex. We made over $300,000 on that. So that was a big wholesale, but it was on a multifamily deal.
Awesome.
On a single family, I believe it was a short sale I did back in like 2010 or 2011, and I want to say I made like $160,000 off it.
Wow.
And it was a
what
short
was the
sale.
sales price
It was
on
a
that?
short sale deal. I believe it was around $600,000. So it was a really, really big home run. There was
great.
like 3 liens on it. It was, the deal where you had to negotiate 10 cents on the dollar, and I think the last one took 50 cents on the dollar, so it created a lot of equity. But it was in a great area. So it looked
like there was a lot of liens there, but you went above and beyond to not just pay them off, but negotiate a discount on each one of those?
Yeah, so the people get, so they see a property or they see something that has these liens on it, and they think, oh, there's liens on it, so there's no equity.
Yep.
I mean, that is like the kiss of death in terms of what you could do to your profits if you're going to get into short sales. I don't really, do many short sales now, although I think that maybe short sales 2.0 might be coming back, but I've done a lot of them. I mean, a lot of short sales, but it got kind of squirrely and harder to do the deals. But I do think that the process of learning how to do those short sales and negotiating on liens really helps even now, because when you get anything on title, I know a lot of things will be released off of it. For example, I know that if there is, something that has to do with DHS, or there's something that has to do with a tax lien or whatever, it may not be associated with the property. It may be associated with the owner, right? And the owner, that means they can still sell the property, and I don't.
It moves with them.
It moves with them, right? And there's also ways that you can talk with the owner that if they're found to be in a situation where they can't pay their bills, they may actually be able to apply with their CPA or the tax guy and get a write-off from the government that they won't even owe those things. So just by working with us and letting us tell them some of those things that they might consider, we're not CPAs, we're not those professionals, but at least they can go consider it, then that can be another, just another benefit for them.
And I think that's a hugely important lesson overall, right? Even for real estate agents, like if you have a seller that has 2 or 3 like mechanics liens or different things like that on there, and may not think that they have equity. Imagine what a hero you would be if you took that deal, negotiated their $60,000 lien down to $1,000, and all of a sudden you've made them a ton of extra money. Or in your case, right, that's work that you do to increase your profits. And I think that's a huge takeaway, because all of those things are negotiable. And if you just reach out, and to your point, a lot of those people have forgotten about it long ago, never thought they were going to get paid. If it goes to foreclosure, they'll get nothing. So oftentimes they're willing to take a lot less than the amount that's actually owed. And that's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. So do you have, on deals in California, are there a lot of liens that pop up?
Yeah. I mean, mechanics liens, tax liens, all sorts of stuff pops up. And it's all negotiable, right? Like you can reach out directly to those people and say, hey, I'm representing this sale and we want to get you paid, right? That's the magic words. We want to get you paid.
Perfect.
But there's not enough there to get you paid this. Why would you be willing to take this? And in that scenario, everybody wins, because they're getting cash, in which case they would get nothing.
Right.
The homeowner is getting a discount, or the investor is getting a discount, and everybody's winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's a great way, I would think, because obviously in San Diego, California, your median house is $500,000-$600,000 or whatever. I think in Oklahoma it's like 120 or 30.
Right.
So 3 or 4 times difference, right? But that would be even more significant.
Right.
Right? If someone really learned, an agent really understood the power of negotiating second liens.
Yep.
Negotiating anything that's an encumbrance on the title. And I'm talking about working with attorneys. Attorneys, the best way to negotiate an attorney's lien is hiring your attorney to negotiate for the attorney's lien. You don't go in and negotiate with the attorney. They speak legalese.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like golfers speak golf and musicians speak musician. So, music. So there's an understanding that is harder for you.
And a professional respect, professional courtesy, right?
Yes,
it's all that.
So I think there's a big opportunity for agents to potentially learn about that negotiating aspect, because they may not get able to have that property sell because all of a sudden this lien pops up. But if they have someone that there's their go-to, and maybe they give that person a piece
of course,
for helping,
why not?
Then a little bit of a little bit of something's better than a whole lot of nothing.
I like that.